Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the show. It is your host, Lizzie Morris, or you can also call me the Woman's Advocate. I'm a 26-year-old mom of two, entrepreneur, inspirational speaker, advocate, mentor, and friend. And I'm on a mission to empower you on your healing journey, help you find your inner voice, and guide you to step into the most powerful advocate any woman could have, herself. My goal after you leave the podcast is for you to feel empowerful in your right to bodily autonomy, inspired to self-educate and advocate, and ready to step into the next level that your womanhood has to offer you. Subscribe to the show and always check the show notes for added resources, value, and information on how to work one-on-one with me, Lizzie, the Woman's Advocate, and other ways to contact me if you have questions. I hope you guys enjoy this episode of the show, and I will see you next time. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the show. I'm super excited to have you here. Thank you so much. When you could be anywhere else in the world, you are here, and that makes me so grateful. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about how you could possibly become a guest on the Woman's Advocate podcast, okay? So I have a form that I'm going to put in the show notes, all right? I want you to check it out if you have any interest of sharing your story on social media. Maybe you don't have a following, maybe you do, but you would like to reach a new set of eyes, a new set of ears, a new audience that you could spread your message to. So if you fill out the form, you'll see a couple of questions, but I'm going to briefly go over in this podcast episode. So this won't be too long, but I want to talk about different topics and conversations that I'm wanting to bring up that I really want to have a conversational style podcast. Okay. Think of Joe Rogan. You could think of like Ed Milet, people that have these back and forth dialogue where we are, bouncing ideas off of each other or spreading awareness on a message that maybe I don't have any knowledge on, maybe I have zero awareness, and just in this conversational piece where you're sharing your story and sharing experiences you went through and offering hope and inspiration and wisdom to other women, that we could change lives. And that has always been my biggest mission. And so I want to briefly, I know most of you know who I am. Again, hi, I'm Lizzie, the Woman's Advocate. And I want to go over some of the topics that I really am looking for people that can resonate with. Now, again, I still encourage you, maybe I don't mention something that you've talked about. I still encourage you to go fill out the podcast form, because just the way you answer the questions, the things you say might totally resonate with something that I just forgot to mention, or maybe I didn't speak it the way that it hit your ears. Does that make sense? So one of the things is trauma. And trauma, there's so many different forms of trauma, but let's talk about, birth trauma is a really, really big topic that I resonate with, childhood trauma. And what I mean by this is when we're sharing these stories is I really am looking for people that have not just went through these things, and feel free to share as much as you want. On the show, we don't disrespect or disregard people's lived experiences, right? But what lessons can we give other people? What inspiration, what hope, what can we show people is on the other side of that if they're going through that or have went through that themselves and don't know how to process their emotions or don't know what steps to take, or what resources to look after, to overcome these obstacles that so many of us get thrown into in life. So those are some trauma. I really am looking for somebody. Okay, I know a lot of y'all will relate to this. Someone that's shaved their hair or done something extremely transformative. I mean, to the point where people are like, what the did she just do? What is going on? Kind of like when I shave my head, I really want to have a roundtable discussion with somebody who has, knows about the trauma of your hair, that your hair can hold, and that has went through something kind of liberating like that, no matter what it was. Maybe it was through something medical, maybe it was just by choice completely, for liberation purposes. But maybe if you've been through something like that really transformed you, I'm really looking for somebody that has some thoughts that you really would like to share about shaving your head. I'm so excited to do that with somebody. So if you're interested in that, please mention that in the form when you fill it out. Other things, if you're a plus size woman and you want to talk about your experiences and building confidence in yourself, or Um, I've also, as a plus size woman, lost over 100 pounds, and it's transformed my life. It's given me hope. It's given me, a new set of freedom and flexibility and ability to just live. So, if you have any kind of, something that we could just really bounce off each other and share and help others. So just the things that you can think about, that when you think of me, what is it that you think about that you could resonate with or that you could bring value in? And of course, we want to hear your stories, whether it is completely aligned with what we have, like the topic at hand or what have you. But I really want to give people an opportunity to share their voice. And, you don't have to have a platform. I want people to understand that it could be scary to share your story, and it can be like, almost feeling like, why should I? I had this story, but like it's so many other people go through the same thing, which is, that's when we gaslight our own experiences and say that they're not important. So if you've never been super open, or you've never like went there with people, I want you to know that this is a safe space, and this is a judgment-free, let you be you, non-discriminatory, empowering on informed decision-making, advocating, self-educating, all of these things. That is the core values of really what I believe in and what this podcast stands for. And so if you're looking for an opportunity to just push yourself a little out of your comfort zone, and you want to feel safe and secure and like you're with someone you can trust, I would encourage you to just consider it and message me, fill out the form, and we'll talk, because I did not just come out the gate sharing all the things that I share, and I still don't share half of what I want to. We're working on it, right? It's a process, but it really did start with talking to one of my closest friends. I mean, lots of friends, but one of my friends, Cindy, she gave me the space to just get out the things that needed to get out. And I'm not saying I'm a therapist, please understand that, but where I'm telling my story to her, I'm telling her my story and crying, hyperventilating on the phone. Like, it is deep, like conversations we're having are really just cry fest that I'm doing. And I'm constantly apologizing to her. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And she's like, Lizzie, stop apologizing. And it never rubbed me the wrong way, because when she was speaking to me, you could feel her love, and I could tell she had been in the same place that I had been. And I knew when she was telling me that, she was saying it because she knew that's what I needed to do. I needed to break these habits and get it out. Like, she never said stop crying. She said stop feeling bad for your lived experience. And that's why I say this on this podcast. I'm not going to invalidate someone's lived experience. Can we discuss things and talk about it? Sure. I'm not going to say what you went through didn't happen, or what you went through. That's not what, la, 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 right? And that's what I was afraid of, because I've had that happen before in my life. And so when I went to her and just was able to have that space to, I didn't know this at the time, but I was practicing telling my story of my life. And that's what it was that catalyst, but then so many other chain of events after that, because I was open and I was willing to use that moment, whether I realized that's what I was doing or not, to really work on getting through being able to talk about it. When you struggle to talk about something to the point where like it has you hyperventilating, it has you in this distraught emotional state, it has power over you. And so the more I was able to speak through it, it had the trauma, the feelings, the sadness, the grief, the whatever I was feeling at the time, it holds less power. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt still. It doesn't mean it doesn't feel kind of icky after like 5 or 6 years. But it does not make me hyperventilate and cry when I talk about it. And it's because I've had someone share that space with me. So, I really, like I said, I encourage you, if you're really wanting to, if you know you have a story that, and you feel called, that's the other thing. I felt really called to start storytelling and inspirationally speaking and being who I am now. the Woman's Advocate was not the Woman's Advocate like 6 years ago, okay? She was like Lizzie, at the time, Braswell. And then I got married to Lizzie Morris, so much better of a last name. And I had no confidence, and I just had no idea, So I just encourage you, if you feel called on your life to do more, but you just don't know where to start, that I'm here. And I say that to roll back into the podcast, that if you want to have a talk beforehand, if it's heavy, like, we can do that. And then I would love to move forward and get you learning how to use that to inspire and help others. Because one of the things I've been learning through NA, like the addiction and recovery programs, and just you see it all over the place. Like at least in my circle, you start to see things repeat, and you hear the same things over and over again, just spoken in a different language. That when you start to help others, you can get out of your own shit. And that was another thing that I saw in my life, that when I started to share my story and start to heal and recover from so much in my life, I was volunteering. I was doing more for others. I was talking to people on Messenger and doing live video and sharing these things, and helping others out with their businesses and stuff. So there was a lot that activism and helping others. Sorry, I'm kind of like having these brain farts because the dishwasher keeps making noises. And then there was a train earlier and I had to come inside. But actively using your voice for good and taking your power back, it doesn't just help others, it really changes your life. And I want to see as many lives changed in 2023 and 2024 and all the years moving forward. And so I will end this here, since we're about 12 minutes in, to say, I really can't wait to see where this podcast goes. I'm excited to build a really strong community. We're working on a Facebook group. We're working on a freaking book. Oh my gosh. Not like a book, like an ebook. Like a little 35 page, 25 page, I don't know, something. I have a lot of projects that I'm really excited to bring to you. And I know having you on the podcast, having you in this community that I'm building behind the scenes, that I can't wait to just fully announce and share with the world, because y'all it's going to be such an awesome space, that we're going to do some massive changes, and I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready to step into this next season of life. So if you're ready to do it with me, I'm excited to be there with you. So make sure you guys subscribe to the show. Again, go to the show notes. If you see it, you will see the Google form. You can click on it, answer the questions. Just make sure you have your phone number and your first and last name so I can contact you when the time comes. I have lots of episodes planned, so I will be reaching out accordingly. And now my kids are awake. So I love you guys. Appreciate you. And we'll see you on the next episode of the show. Bye.